सॉरी मैम, आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही। मैम, आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है।
Ma'am, you're not audible.
Salima, can you hear? Salima, can you hear? Hello, Salima.
Okay. Now am I audible?
Yeah. Now
Okay.
you're audible. Yes.
Okay. There seems to be a problem with this. Okay, that's great. So, since we had a technical glitch here, I'm going to start again. So, it is with immense joy and gratitude that I welcome you all to this very special celebration of International Women's Day hosted by Umran Green Perspective. And, this day we celebrate women with resilience, with power, with all the strength they have. And this year we've kept the theme of honoring women through art and expression. So it's, what better way to celebrate the sheroes who have shaped history, transformed society, and inspired generations. So, women have used art, literature, music, and activism to challenge oppression, to dream of a better world, and to ensure their voices are never silenced. So, I want you to think of Frida Kahlo, of whose paintings spoke of pain, passion, and perseverance, giving voice to the unheard struggles of women, and Maya Angelou, whose poetry and prose ignited the flames of courage and self-worth in millions. Then we have Amrita Shergill, a pioneer of modern Indian art. We have Nina Simone, who used music as a powerful instrument of resistance against racial and gender injustices. And we remember Zaha Hadid, the visionary architect who shattered stereotypes and redefined the landscape of modern design. We've got Khadija bint Khuwailid, a successful businesswoman, the first believer in Islam. Nusayba bint Kab, a fearless warrior. Sheikh Lubna al-Qasimi, a trailblazing Emirati businesswoman. Muniba Mazari, an artist and activist artist who turned her personal struggles into a global movement of empowerment. So today is the day to celebrate all these remarkable women and every woman in this room, I'm sure, who continue to redefine boundaries and create a world where creativity, strength, and expression knows no limits. So through poetry, music, and storytelling, we pay tribute to the unwavering spirits and invite everyone here to reflect on the beauty and resilience of womanhood. Without further ado, I think so, let us immerse ourselves in the performances, the voices, the artistic expressions that honor the indomitable spirit of women. Let us be inspired, let us empower, and let us dive right into the performances. So, first we have Komal Avantika. She will be presenting her poem, She Scroll. We are excited to hear her beautiful expression through poetry. So, on to you, Komal.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Women's Day. As a woman, I prioritize my individuality above all. Maybe as a transgression to the society that has always taught me how to be and how to act. And that's the reason I keep my individuality my purity. And why I discontinued using Instagram and Facebook 3 years back. It still remains on trend to be in trend, but is blindly following something making you you? I felt farther from my identity with more aimless scrolling that they happily narrated to me. How to be, how to dream, what to be, how to act, how to be socially acceptable. But in this process, did I lose the I that I wanted to fit in so bad? With the baggy jeans, corset, red hair dyes, slay queen, yes, girl. Maybe yes. This is the poem. This poem is a tribute to the time I bid my adieu to Instagram. So my poem, the title of my poem is She Scrolls Through. She scrolls through. Where the first reel tells her that her body is a temple, the next they tell her to carve. Next they share the recipe of the food she loves. Next how long she'll have to fast. The next they tell her how her smile glows. The next the nearest Botox. The next they tell her to double cleanse her way to a 10-step easy. Next, how is just one ingredient weekly. Next, how pretty skirts are back. Next, why her shape won't allow that. The next, how it doesn't matter. For sure, she is one powerful woman. Next, she is told how she should talk. Next, how introverts are so hot. Next, she got it all. Next, she is told, go explore, girl, you only live once. The next, how her whole face is the reason she's 30 and still single. Oh my good God. The next, where the cast tell her that she love. The next, where they tell her she mustn't love. Someone please call her, get her out of this gutter, as if she could escape. She walks to the supermarket with the bigger breast supplements neatly placed next to fat cutters. Picked up by a girl with a pretty skirt, walking past the kind of introvert with a new sunscreen gel. Looking at the label, it's 680 calories, really shouldn't have. Oh, I need a break. The wine section she goes to. Pretty college girls look down by the man who claims and huffs they'll not be married soon. His wife, shush, is having an affair next door. She goes to the parking lot, sees perfect deficient bodies dancing to Dua Lipa. She sees a man without a phone. He has no roof, no one to call his own. She gives him a rupee. She for once feels she's still a human, a woman. Well, that's my poem. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I would like to further continue with the research that I took part in a few days back. And the topic of my research is on gender bias in advertisements and femvertism. So, talking strictly about the advertisement scene in India, a study done by Engendered, a company that analyzed gender bias, showed that half advertisements during Diwali season out of 80 showed gender bias. Women can be seen happily involving themselves in chores, mainly including feeding, cooking food, or using electric appliances. Men, on the other hand, can be seen purchasing expensive items such as cars, golds, and houses. This bias ignores and fails to reflect the census of the increase of women driver is double with the study done in 2016, and inclusion of women in 68% in high-end purchases. Women with broad smile and happy faces while doing household chores in advertisement glorifies women's unpaid household chores and portrays the ideal woman who's always happy and selfless. These advertisements present daily chores as easy, as if domestic work is not hard work, and almost link it to womanhood. An average Indian woman spends 6 hours in a household chores, whereas an average Indian man just spends 52 minutes. A new marketing strategy of femvertism, where men can be seen taking part in household chores, is portrayed as such a big step. And the appreciation and the applause for the bare minimum is making the gap grow even wider. Portrayal of feminism and erasure of gender bias, boundaries is still a grey area in an advertisement scene. Evolution of advertisement industry in India, whereas do not lose its essence and creativity without forming new stereotypes or hyping the previous one, follows an upward trajectory. Well, that's all for me. Happy Women's Day, everyone.
Thank you, Komal. Indeed, your words were very insightful and made us look uh, through the advertisements to a new lens, with a new lens, and we've never really realized that it's not just Diwali ads, be it Ramadan ads or whatsoever festivals. It's just the women doing the chores. In fact, we have come across people who do, make a big deal if men help in the household chores. So thank you for ending your performance with such a powerful speech and making us realize that we need to be more inculcative in digital marketing and everything also about women and women's chores. Thank you so much. So your poem was great, and of course, it talks about beauty standards and how these this mainstream media puts a pressure on us to look perfect and not even, embrace the fine lines, embrace the wrinkles that with age comes, to every person, not only women. So thank you for making us realize that. Uh, next, we have Nikita Katrawat. She will be reciting a poem titled Parda. Let's give her a warm welcome here. On to you, Nikita.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, Nikita, you're audible. Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
you can open your camera.
Yeah. Can I share my PDF, ma'am?
Yeah, sure, sure.
Just a second. Ma'am, I shared to Gazia. Something is visible or what she said. Ma'am, I shared.
Should I share your PDF or PPT?
Yeah, I just shared. She said.
सर मैंने सेंड कर दिया है बस मैम आप म्यूट
It's taking a little bit of time for me to download it. It's just 2 or 3 seconds. Yeah, you can share it, Rajni.
Can you see it?
Yes.
Ma'am, I shared another PPT. This PPT is not mine.
Okay, just a second. I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I'll be sharing it. So this is the one, I guess. You can go on, Nikita. Is this the one, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yeah.
That's great.
Right. A very warm and respectful greeting to everyone present here. A very happy International Women's Day. Today, I'm going to recite the poem Parda. Parda has been written by Imtiaz Darkar. Can you change on next slide, ma'am? Imtiaz Darkar is a Scottish Muslim women poet, artist, and filmmaker. She belongs to three cultural heritages, born in 1954 in Pakistan, brought up in Scotland, and came back to India for work. She is a third world feminist poet who has examined the issues of racism, class, sexuality, and nationality in her poems. Ma'am, can you just move on? Yeah. Now, I'll recite a poem for you all. Let's understand what Imtiaz Darkar conveys through these lines. Here I go. One day they said she was old enough to learn some shame. She found it came quite naturally. Parda is a kind of safety. The body finds a place to hide. The cloth fans out against the skin, much like the earth that falls on coffins after they put dead men in. People she has known stand up, sit down as they have always done, but they make different angles in the light, their eyes aslant as it'll slide. She half remembers things from someone else's life, perhaps from yours or mine, carefully carrying what we do not own. Between the thighs, a sense of sin. We sit still, letting the cloth grow a little closer to our skin. A light filters inward through our body's walls. Voices speak inside us, echoing in the places we have just left. She stands outside herself, sometimes in all four corners of a room. Wherever she goes, she is always inching past herself, as if she were a clod of earth, and the roots as well, scratching for a hold between the first and second rib, passing constantly out of her own hands into the corner of someone else's eyes, while the doors keep opening inward and again inward. So here, the poem Parda 1 explores how women are taught shame and modesty. As they grow up, the parda veil is shown as both a physical covering and a symbol of oppression, restricting a woman's identity and freedom. The poet here compares it to a coffin, suggesting that it buries a woman's individuality, society's perception of her changes, and she starts to feel disconnected from herself, losing her sense of identity. The poem highlights gender inequality, societal control, and internalized oppression, questions whether parda is truly a choice or a form of confinement. Now, similarly, many cultures follow parda system. For example, Rajasthani women, they generally wear ghungat, symbolizing respect for elders and modesty in society. However, it can be seen as a social restriction limiting women's freedom. If I talk about Lambadi women, they generally wear colorful veil. Being a Lambadi women, I observed women of my tribe also covers themselves with an embroidered veil as a part of their identity, signifying their cultural tradition and pride. So, thank you all.
Thank you, Nikita. It was indeed very insightful and at the same time invigorating that you brought up this topic. And the poem, the recital was, very, very nice. So, you know,
Uh,
it
yeah,
was
ma'am.
very thought-provoking. Yes, yes, sorry.
Sorry for interpretation. But ma'am, I would like to recite the last poem, which I forgot to do it. It is just the recitation, just on the occasion of International Women's Day. So I
Sure, sure,
wanted to
go
request with
ahead.
all of us to just wish them again. Mm,
Okay, yeah,
yeah,
go ahead. Great.
just last. Could you please show me the screen? This poem is actually written by Aisha Islam. The name of the poem is Let's Fly Together. Let's flap our wings and fly together, break the chains of patriarchy forever. We stand united hand in hand, no longer silent, we take a stand. We need more women in leadership roles, their ideas, their vision, and their goals. We own our bodies, we own our minds, we leave oppression far behind. We lift each other up, we amplify our voice, we fight for our rights and our choice. Together, we will reach the highest of heights and achieve our goals with all our might. Let's build a world where love conquers hate and create a future we will all celebrate. Not just a dream, but a reality to see, where women are truly, completely free. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Nikita, for sharing your words here. And it was indeed very thought-provoking, the speech and the poem Parda, and it shed a new light on imposition of Parda, as Parda should be a choice rather than imposition. So, yeah, thank you. Next, we have Deepa Ramanathan. She will be delivering a speech titled Girl. This thought-provoking piece will remind us of the strength every young girl carries within her. Deepa, the stage is yours.
So, good evening, everyone. A very, very happy International Women's Day. And as Salima has already introduced me, I am Deepa Ramanathan, and I am Assistant Professor English. And thank you so much for this platform, for this opportunity. And I take pride in being a daughter, mother, sister, a girl, a woman. And today I'll be sharing this prose poem by Jamaica Kincaid. And a little bit about Jamaica Kincaid. Jamaica Kincaid was born in the year 1949, and she's an award-winning Caribbean American writer of fiction and non-fiction. Her stories and novels and poetry, the struggles of young girls growing up, and the mother-daughter relationship. I'm just going to, and this particular poem, Girl, consists of a series of instructions, advices, and warnings given by a mother to her teenage daughter. I guess we all can relate to that. We've been brought up that way, most of us. The instructions are intended to prepare the girl to be a woman, to mold her character, and to control her private and public behavior. So I'm going to recite this today, and I'll be taking portions of that, not the entire poem. Wash the white clothes on Monday and put them on the stone heap. Wash the colored clothes on Tuesday and put them on the clothesline to dry. Don't walk barehead in the hot sun. Cook pumpkin fritters in very hot sweet oil. Soak your little clothes right after you take them off. When buying cotton, to make yourself a nice blouse, be sure that it doesn't have gum in it, because that way it won't hold up well after a wash. Soak saltfish overnight before you cook it. Is it true that you sing Benna in Sunday school? Always eat your food in such a way that it won't turn someone else's stomach. On Sundays, try to... Hello, can you hear me? On Sundays, try to walk like a lady, not like the slut you're so bent on becoming. Don't sing Benna in Sunday school. You mustn't speak to walk rat boys, not even to give instructions. Don't eat fruits on the street. Flies will follow you. But I don't sing Benna on Sundays at all, and never in Sunday school. This is how to sew on a button. This is how to make a buttonhole for the button you have just sewed on. This is how to hem a dress when you see the hem coming down. And so, to prevent yourself from looking like the slut I know you're so bent on becoming, this is how you iron your father's khaki shirt so that it doesn't have a crease. This is how you iron your father's khaki pants so that they don't have a crease. This is how you grow okra far from the house, because okra tree harbors red ants. When you are growing dasheen, make sure it gets plenty of water, or else it makes your throat itch when you are eating it. This is how to sweep a corner. This is how to sweep a whole house. This is how to sweep a yard. This is how you smile to someone you don't like too much. This is how you smile to someone you don't like at all. And this is how you smile to someone you like completely. Going further, she says, don't squat down to play marbles. You are not a boy. Don't pick people's flowers. You might get something. Don't throw stones at blackbirds, because it might not be a blackbird at all. This is how to make a bread pudding. This is how to make dokona. This is how to make pepper pot. And this is how to make a good medicine for a cold. This is how to catch a fish. This is how to throw back a fish you don't like, and that way something bad won't fall on you. This is how to bully a man, and this is how a man bullies you. This is how to love a man. And if this doesn't work there are other ways. And if they don't work, don't feel bad about giving up. This is how to spit up in the air if you like it. And this is how to move quick so that it doesn't fall on you. This is how to make ends meet. Always squeeze bread to make sure it's fresh. But what if the baker won't let me feel the bread? You mean to say that after all, you are really going to be the kind of woman who the baker won't let near the bread? And there she ends. But a part of me could relate to this poem. Like while I was growing up, today I'm a mother of teenage daughter, but while I was growing up, there were things that my mother would tell me, like, you learn cooking, you learn this, you learn that, not because she wanted me to be independent, but I was always told that, once I reach a certain age, I'll be married off and I need to, there I have to be accepted, by my in-laws, by my family members. So it's important that I learn all these things. And she would constantly, like I have a brother also, but these instructions, she would always give me. You should learn cooking, you should learn sewing, you should learn this, you should learn that. But I guess today I'm a different mother. I'm also, I'm a mother of a teenage daughter. And like I'm different. Like I don't tell her. I tell both my son and daughter that they have to learn things so that they are independent. And why I selected the source poem was because we are celebrating International Women's Day. And International Women's Day, calls for challenging these constraints and advocating for women's independence, self-expression, and rights. I feel, gender is like it's not what we are born with, but it is a social and a cultural construct. So thank you everyone for this opportunity. And once again, a very happy Women's International Day.
Thank you, Deepa. It was very thought-provoking, and what powerful words from Jamaica Kincaid. I've read her critique of Antigua, and she's a very powerful critic and a prolific writer, I must say. And the poem we resonated, every one of us might have resonated with it. So, it's about time that we build this equity, that we ask the boys of our house to do the home science as well and teach them that these things are to be taken care by yourself at a time. You should help your wife and your daughters, sisters, whatsoever. So thank you so much for bringing light by, orating this poem.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this opportunity.
Now we have an engaging book discussion by Nazia Parveen. She will be discussing Toto Chan, The Little Girl at the Window. This book, I guess, sheds light on education, childhood curiosity, and we are excited to hear your thoughts, Nazia. I'll just share the PPT with you guys. Nazia, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just taking a bit of time for me to share it. By the time you can introduce yourself.
Ma'am. My name is Nazia Parveen. I am from language English A1.1 level group, and I am from Bihar. And now I currently live in Delhi. And on the occasion of International Women's Day, I am going to discuss, I think, which is very popular book and very helpful for all in any level in education class, and I think very good opportunity for me to share. Okay, ma'am. And ma'am, ma'am, first page. Okay, मैं इस बुक डिस्कशन को स्टार्ट करने से पहले मैं जितनी भी यहाँ पे लेडीज वुमेन्स हैं उनको मैं इंटरनेशनल वुमेन्स डे विश करती हूँ। हैप्पी इंटरनेशनल वुमेन्स डे। उससे शुरू करने से पहले मैं कोटेशन से शुरू करूंगी। इक्वलिटी फॉर वीमेन इज प्रोग्रेस फॉर ऑल। यहाँ पे अभी जिन्होंने पोम सुनाया, अपनी अपनी स्टोरी सुनाई, उससे रिलेटेड उन सब ने बहुत अच्छा सुनाया। उससे कोटेशन है कि और ये हम पहले भी पढ़े होंगे हर जगह कि जब एक मेन जब एजुकेटेड होता है वो जो नॉलेज होती है वो आपकी दहलीज तक हम मैं उर्दू कोटेशन कहीं पढ़ी थी कि एक औरत जब एक आदमी तालीम लेता है तो वो सिर्फ घर तक ही रहती है, लेकिन एक जो औरत तालीम लेती है तो वो नस्ल तक जाती है। तो इसको मैं लेके आगे बढ़ूंगी। मैम प्लीज। मैम सेकंड। यस। और जब हम बात कर रहे हैं तो हर साल एक विमेंस डे का थीम होता है। ये पोस्टर मैंने खुद से बनाई थी और इस 2025 का जो थीम है वो एक्सीलरेट एक्शन है। उस और जो मैं लिखी हूँ बी योर ओन वॉइस, ये मेरी खुद की थी। एक्सीलरेट एक्शन से क्या दिमाग में आता है हमारे कि जो भी वीमेन के एक्शन है उनको एक्सीलरेट किया जाए, चाहे वो वीमेन एजुकेशन है, राइट है, या डिसीजन मेकिंग है। वो डिसीजन मेकिंग हमारे हेल्थ से रिलेटेड हो या फ्यूचर जिस चीज से रिलेटेड, उनको एक्सीलरेट किया जाए। उनकी लॉ पॉलिसीज जो आ रही उनसे उनको लेकर के इक्विटी को लेकर के एक्सीलरेट किया जाए। अगर और मैम आगे यहाँ पे कुछ स्पेशल कलर जो इंटरनेशनल वुमेन्स डे पर सिंबलाइज है, जो कि पर्पल जो शो करता है जस्टिस एंड डिग्निटी को। सेकेंड जो है वो व्हाइट कलर जो प्योरिटी को शो करता है, और जो थर्ड वन है वो ग्रीन कलर जिसका मतलब होता है होप, जिस होप को शो करता है। नेक्स्ट। एंड दिस इज माय बुक डिस्कशन टॉपिक। बुक नेम इज तोतो चंद द लिटिल गर्ल एट द विंडो। एंड बुक जो फ्रंट पेज ये है जो राइट साइड में, और जो नीचे है वो हिंदी, जो इस बुक को बहुत सारे लैंग्वेज में ट्रांसलेट किया गया है। और इसके जो राइटर है वो तेरसुको कुरोयानागी जो फीमेल राइटर है। टॉपिक आउटलाइन जिसमें हम देखेंगे कि अबाउट, बैकग्राउंड, समरी, थीम्स, ऑथर इंटेंशन एंड प्लॉट ट्विस्ट एंड इम्पोर्टेंस। हु इज तोतो चंद? तोतो चंद कौन थी? Tutu Chand, The Little Girl at the Window is an autobiographical memoir written by Japanese television personality and UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador Tetsuko Kuroyanagi। ये इनकी पैदाइश जो थी 9 अगस्त 1933 में हुई थी और ये टोक्यो में हुई थी। ये जो बुक थी तोतो चंद वो पब्लिश हुई थी 1981 में और जापान में थी, और कुछ बहुत ही जल्दी ये इंस्टेंट बेस्ट सेलर भी ये बुक बन गया था। और ये जो फर्स्ट टेलीविजन एक्ट्रेस थी इन जापान में जिन्होंने एनएच की ब्रॉडकास्टिंग थिएटर कंपनी 1953 में ज्वाइन की थी। बैकग्राउंड। उन्हें क्यों लगा कि इस बुक को ऑटोबायोग्राफी को मुझे लिखना चाहिए, ये देखने, क्योंकि उस टाइम वो देख रही जब ये चीजें चल रही थी, वो वर्ल्ड वॉर सेकेंड का दौर था। तो जब उन्होंने देखा कि बहुत सारे बच्चे ऐसे हैं स्कूल जाने से रिफ्यूज कर रहे, वो जाना ही नहीं चाह रहे, तो उनको ये लगा कि क्यों ना मैं अपनी एक्सपीरियंस को लिखूं, कि ताकि वो कहीं ना कहीं लोगों को मोटिवेट करे। तो वो इस चीज को डिसाइड करके, लेकिन उन्होंने अपनी स्टोरी एक बुक में तुरंत नहीं लिखी थी, उनकी सीरीज ऑफ आर्टिकल्स थी जापान में जो पब्लिश हुई थी, जो 19 फरवरी 1972 से दिसंबर 1980 तक पब्लिश हुई थी। और उस मैगजीन का नाम था कोदांशास यंग वुमेन मैगजीन, जो कि सारे आर्टिकल्स को ला करके फिर एक बुक को पब्लिश किया गया। और ये जो 1982 से पहले ये ये बेस्ट सेलिंग का रिकॉर्ड बना दिया था, जो कि इससे पहले कभी नहीं हुई थी, और 5 मिलियन बुक ये सेल हो गई थी। इसमें कैरेक्टर, जो फर्स्ट वन कैरेक्टर है तोतो चंद, जो एक छोटी सी लड़की है। सेकेंड तोतो चंद मदर, जो कि उसकी माया। तोतो चंद क्लासमेट्स, जो फोर्थ वन मिस्टर कोबायाशी, जो स्कूल के हेडमास्टर। सिंबोलिज्म, जो फर्स्ट पिक्चर है वो उसमें दिख रहा है कि वो विंडो बना हुआ है। इसका मतलब ये है कि वो तोतो चंद की जो क्यूरियोसिटी एक्सप्लोरेशन है, द परस्यूट ऑफ नॉलेज है, लगता होगा कि ये विंडो क्यों शो किया गया है। लेकिन उनकी जो विंडो तोतो चंद की स्टोरी है वो विंडो से ही रिलेटेड है, वो आगे हमें पता चलेगा। और जो सेकेंड है द गार्डियन, ये रिप्रेजेंट करता है ग्रोथ को, रिन्यूअल को, ब्यूटी ऑफ नेचर को, कि किस तरह से वो कहीं ना कहीं हमारे लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले करता है बच्चों के एजुकेशन में, उनको उनको एंजॉय बना के। नेक्स्ट समरी, ये जो स्टोरी है वो शुरू होती है जब ये तो जन 6 ईयर की रहती हैं, और उन्हें दो स्कूल से एक्सपेल्ड कर दिया जाता है, क्योंकि उनकी बिहेवियर की वजह से, ये कहकर कि आपकी जो बेटी है वो कहीं ना कहीं हमारे क्लासरूम के लिए डिस्टर्ब करती है। क्यों? क्योंकि वो दे क्लासरूम में जब वो टीचर पढ़ाती थी तो वो क्लासरूम में बैठकर विंडो से बाहर देखते रहती है, सड़क को देखती है, चिड़िया की आवाज को सुनी, उनको बहुत अच्छा लगता है। वो जानना चाहती है, फिर बार बार डेस्क ओपन करना बंद करना, वो और फिर वो सब चीजें करने की वजह से टीचर्स को लगता है ये हमारे क्लासरूम के लिए सही नहीं है, इस वजह से उसे निकाल दिया। और नेक्स्ट इसकी वजह से जब स्कूल से निकाल दिया था, उनकी मदर को इस बात की टेंशन रहती है कि मैं इसे कहाँ एडमिशन करवाऊं, जब दो स्कूल से निकाल दिया था। तो वो रास्ते में इस बात को सोचते हुए जाती है। फिर लास्ट रास्ते में उन्हें एक स्कूल दिखता है, जो स्कूल तो नहीं रहता है नॉर्मल, वो बस पेड़ रहता है, वहाँ बच्चे घूमते फिरते हैं, पढ़ते हैं, और वहां बस एक बोर्ड लगा रहता है, लिखा रहता है तोमियो गाक गाकविन। तो वहां पर वो जाती है, हेडमास्टर से मिलती है। हेडमास्टर काफी देर उस बच्चे से बात करते हैं, और हेडमास्टर को बात करके बहुत अच्छा लगता है। वो उन्हें लगता है कि वो इस बात को काफी देर बात करने के बाद बोलते हैं, हाँ आपकी बच्ची मेरे स्कूल के लिए बहुत अच्छी है, और मैं चाहता हूँ आप इसका एडमिशन यहीं पर करवाएं। वो उस बच्चे से लगभग 6 to 8 hours बात करते हैं, इसलिए उन्हें बहुत अच्छा लगता है। उनको लगता है कि समथिंग स्पेशल उनके स्कूल के लिए ये फिट है। और क्योंकि उस स्कूल में जो था अनकन्वेंशनल टीचिंग मेथड था, आउटडोर क्लासेस थी, क्लासरूम जो हैंड्स ऑन एक्टिविटीज थे, मिनिमम एम्फेसाइसिस ऑन ट्रेडिशनल एकेडमिक्स थे, जो कि तोतो चंद के लिए, उनके क्रिएटिविटी के लिए, क्यूरियोसिटी के लिए, लव एंड लर्निंग के लिए बहुत हेल्पफुल थे। थ्रू द बुक तोतो चंद, इस बुक के जरिए तोतो ने अपनी एक्सपीरियंस को शेयर करी, एडवेंचर्स को, इंक्लूडिंग हर रिलेशनशिप, जो भी टीचर से, उनके क्लासमेट से, मदर से जो भी रिलेशनशिप है, उन सब चीजों को भी वो शेयर कर रही हैं। Next. उसके कुछ थीम्स थे इस बुक के, अनकन्वेंशनल एजुकेशन, जहाँ पहले दो स्कूल से उन्हें निकाला गया था, वो इसी वजह से निकाला गया था क्योंकि वहां उनको लगता था कि वो डिस्टर्ब कर रही। लेकिन वो क्यों लगता था? क्योंकि उनका स्कूल अनकन्वेंशनल एजुकेशन पे नहीं था। उनका था कि राइट रिजिड क्लासरूम था, कि आपके क्लासरूम की जो सेटिंग होती थी वो स्ट्रिक्ट होती थी, आपको आना है और इसी जगह पे बैठना, बहुत जगह अभी भी होता है। जबकि तोतो चंद की एक्टिविटी, तोतो चंद को ये चीज नहीं पसंद था, और उन्हें फ्रीडम चाहिए था, जबकि इस स्कूल में था कि फ्रीडम तो आपके ऊपर था कि आप कहाँ बैठना चाहते हो, आप कौन सा लेसन पढ़ना चाहते हो, वो फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी थी इसमें। तो जो कहीं ना कहीं, और जबकि प्रीवियस स्कूल में उनके साथ ये था कि वहाँ पनिशमेंट दिया, अगर बच्चे हर एक स्कूल में नॉर्मल होते हैं, बहुत इंटेलिजेंट होते हैं, और सबकी इंटेलिजेंस डिफरेंट होती है, तो वहां पे एक लेबलिंग था कि अगर कोई बच्चा बहुत अच्छा कर रहा है तो उसको ये जो नहीं अच्छा कर रहा था, जबकि ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए, तो वो पनिशमेंट की तरह थी, तो ये चीज उसे डिस्टर्ब करती थी। लेकिन तो चंद की न्यू स्कूल में ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं था, तो जो इसलिए वो उसके लिए अच्छी थी। और जो सेकेंड है चाइल्डहुड वंडर, तो चंद के लिए एक वन, क्योंकि उनके अंदर बहुत ज्यादा क्यूरियोसिटी थी, वो हमेशा क्वेश्चन करती थी, उन्हें इस डर नहीं लगता था, चाहे वो उस जब वो फर्स्ट दिन हेड मास्टर से मिलती है उस दिन भी वो हेड मास्टर से बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन करती है, बहुत सारी बातें करती है बिना डरे उनको, और अपनी एक्सपीरियंस गार्जियन और हर एक चीज, नेचर की जो ब्यूटी है ना उसको रिलेटेड करके वो बहुत पूछती है। तो इस वजह से उनके अंदर एक चाइल्डहुड वंडर भी था, वो चीजों को करके भी देखना चाहती थी। मोटिवेशन इसमें हम देख एम्फेसिस ऑन प्ले एंड एक्सप्लोरेशन, इस स्कूल में प्ले एंड एक्सप्लोरेशन पे भी दिया गया कि बच्चों को आप, जरूरी नहीं है कि आप उन्हें बुक के जरिए ही पढ़ाएं, आप बच्चों को एक्सप्लोर करवाएं। आप सोशल साइंस के स्टूडेंट को आप एक बुक के जरिए नहीं पढ़ा सकते, आप उन्हें फील्ड ट्रिप्स कराएं, डॉक्यूमेंट्री दिखाएं, पिक्चर दिखाएं, पीपीटी दिखाएं, क्योंकि वो लॉन्ग टाइम के लिए वो बच्चों को याद रहता है और फिर उन्हें बोर भी नहीं लगते, उन्हें चाहे डिस्कशन करें कि अगर आपको ये चीजें, तो आप कहीं देखे होंगे, आप उन्हें कौन से फंडामेंटल राइट्स पढ़ाना, आप डायरेक्ट कैसे पढ़ा सकते हैं, नहीं पढ़ा सकते हैं, और बच्चे को इंटरेस्ट भी नहीं आएगा, तो उन्हें कुछ ऐसा करें कि आपके राइट्स आप घर से ही शुरू करें, और या फिर एक्सप्लोर करें ज्योग्राफी बहुत इस तरह से। फिर ये मोटिवेशन, इसमें ये भी बोला गया कि मोटिवेशन कहीं ना कहीं बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है, सबके लिए होता है, हमारे लिए भी होता है। आई नो कि टीचर पढ़ाते हैं, बट बच्चे, मेरा मानना है कि बच्चे उतने टीचर के पढ़ने से नहीं पढ़ते जितना उनके मोटिवेशन से पढ़ते हैं। और इसमें ये दिखाया गया जब तो चंद न्यू स्कूल में जाती है काफी वक्त के बाद, उन्हें इसलिए भी अच्छा लगता है, वहाँ एक फ्रेंड उनके बनते हैं जो डिसेबल स्टूडेंट रहते हैं, उन्हें पोलियो रहता है, और उस दोस्त को पेड़ पे चढ़ने का बहुत शौक रहता है, लेकिन उन्हें इस बात का खौफ रहता है कि नहीं नहीं मैं नहीं कर पाऊंगा, बट तो चंद कथा, नहीं तुम कर लोगे, ये जो वर्ड होता है ना, तुम कर लोगे, ये कहीं ना कहीं बहुत बहुत ज्यादा हेल्प करता है। ये मेरे साथ भी हुआ था, मैं जब बीए थी तो वहां पे मेरे इकोनॉमिक्स के प्रोफेसर, जो कि सबको, वहाँ एक डिसेबल स्टूडेंट थे, सबको डर लगता था, बट उनका था कि नहीं मेरे बच्चे बहुत इंटेलिजेंट हैं, जो कि हम नहीं थे, बट वो उनका ये कहना बहुत अच्छा था। और जब मैं थक जाती थी तो मेरे भाईजान का कहना, कोई बात नहीं, उनका मेरे भाईजान हमेशा कहते थे जब मैं थक जाती हूँ रोने लगती हूँ कि गिरते हैं शहसवार ही मैदान जंग में, वो तिफले क्या गिरे जो घुटनों के बल चले। तो वो चीज मोटिवेशन काम आता है। और इसमें नेक्स्ट है इंडिविजुअलिटी एंड सेल्फ एक्सप्रेशन। मैम थोड़ा सा, मैम पीछे कर दो। इसमें इंडिविजुअलिटी एंड सेल्फ एक्सप्रेशन की बात की गई है कि हर एक बच्चा जो होता है वो यूनिक होता है, इंडिविजुअल होता है, आप किसी पे फोर्स नहीं कर सकते। अगर एक बच्चे को नहीं आ रहा तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि वो बेवकूफ है, उसे और भी चीजें आती हैं। और सेल्फ एक्सप्रेशन होना चाहिए कि अपनी फीलिंग्स को, अपने चीजों को बता सके। सेल्फ और पावर ऑफ, जो नेक्स्ट है पावर ऑफ इमेजिनेशन, तो चंद के पास ये था कि वो खिड़की पे बैठ के सोचते रहती थी, ये जो चिड़िया की आवाज है, म्यूजिक है, वो अपने से बनाती थी। और जो नेक्स्ट है बेसिक एजुकेशन, वोकेशनल एजुकेशन, बेसिक एजुकेशन पे से फोकस किया गया, वोकेशनल एजुकेशन, जो कि 1937 में महात्मा गांधी ने भी एक स्कीम लाई थी, वादा स्कीम, जिसमें ये कहा था कि बच्चों को पढ़ाई के साथ स्किल्स भी आने चाहिए, जरूरी नहीं कि बच्चे पढ़ने बुक के जरिए जाए, और इस क्लासरूम में मदर टंग यूज करना चाहिए। और फिर इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ कम्युनिटी, इसमें ये भी बताइए कम्युनिटी का बहुत बड़ा रोल होता है, चाहे वो पीयर्स ग्रुप हो, फैमिली हो, मीडिया हो, और फ्रेंड्स हो, इन्वायरमेंट। नेक्स्ट, ऑथर इंटेंशन, ऑथर का जो मेन है टू शोकेस कन्वेंशनल एजुकेशन, नेक्स्ट प्रोमोट चाइल्ड सेंटर, celebrate individuality and creativity, and for challenge traditional norms, और inspire new approach to education. Plot twist. इसमें प्लॉट ट्विस्ट तब आता है जब जब वो देखते हैं, जब नए स्कूल में जाती है तो चंद को, तो वहां के जो हेडमास्टर होते हैं कोबायाशी, वो इन सब चीजों को देखते हुए उनको लगता है कि इस चीजों को लेकर गवर्नमेंट से बात करना चाहिए, ऐसा कोई स्कीम आए जो स्पेशल चाइल्ड के लिए हो, हर स्कूल में होना चाहिए। और वो शायद बच्चों को कहीं ना कहीं यूनिक अप्रोच उनको बचाए रखे, तो इसको लेकर के वो बात करते हैं, जो कि अभी भी हम बात करें तो ऐसा रूल है कि गवर्नमेंट का भी है, और एनईपी और एनसीएफ यही बात करती है कि हर एक स्कूल में स्पेशल चाइल्ड के लिए सारे एक काउंसलर भी होने चाहिए, स्पेशल एजुकेटर भी होना चाहिए, उनके लिए वो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर भी होना चाहिए, रैंप वॉक, ताकि उनको इसलिए वो एक्सेसिबल। नेक्स्ट, अगर हम 21st सेंचुरी में ये देखें तो कहीं ना कहीं हमारे लिए ये बहुत हेल्पफुल है। तारे जमीन पर तो सबने देखी होगी, वहां पर अगर हम देखें तो ऐसा तो नहीं पहले वो पढ़ना ही नहीं चाहता, तो ऐसा नहीं कि वो बेवकूफ रहता है, लेकिन हाँ उसको वहां पे एक वैसे टीचर्स की जरूरत होती है सपोर्ट की, जो उसे समझे। तो इस सबसे बड़ा एग्जांपल तो हमारे लिए तारे जमीन पर मूवी है। और आई थिंक सबने देखी होगी। चाइल्ड सेंटर, अगर हम इम्प्लीमेंटेशन, एजुकेशन जो है वो चाइल्ड सेंटर होना चाहिए, उनके इंटरेस्ट के अकॉर्डिंग होना चाहिए। अगर वो क्या पढ़ना चाह रहे, किस तरह से, क्योंकि हर एक क्लास में बच्चे जो होते हैं अलग अलग इंटेलिजेंस के होते हैं, उनके अकॉर्डिंग आप मेथड्स को यूज कीजिए, बहुत सारे टीचिंग मेथड आप उनको यूज कीजिए, इंजॉय लाइए, फिर प्रोमोट्स इंक्लूजन, इंक्लूजन को प्रमोट कीजिए, क्योंकि इंक्लूसिविटी की जब हम बात करते हैं, यही बात की जाती है एनईपी में कि हर एक क्लासरूम में एक छत के अंदर सारे बच्चों को सेम इक्वल एजुकेशन मिलनी चाहिए, वो चाहे वो स्पेशल चाइल्ड हो या जो भी हो। फिर क्रिएटिविटी एंड इमेजिनेशन, इसमें क्रिएटिविटी एंड इमेजिनेशन की बात ये है कि ये बच्चों को पढ़ाई के साथ साथ क्रिएटिविटी भी होनी चाहिए, इसके लिए वोकेशनल ट्रेनिंग की स्किल्स आनी चाहिए ताकि वो आगे उनके लिए काम आए। फिर नेक्स्ट है एक्सपेरिमेंशियल लर्निंग, बच्चों को करके सीखने देना चाहिए, जो बच्चे करके सीखते हैं आई थिंक वो ज्यादा लॉन्ग टाइम तक याद रखते हैं, और लर्निंग बाय डूइंग। और इसमें एक थ्योरी भी पढ़ी थी, एक साइकोलॉजिस्ट हैं पियाजे, जिन्होंने कहा था कि हर एक बच्चा जो होता है, वो 4 स्टेज बताए थे बच्चों के, तो बोले उनको एक्टिवली आप करने दीजिए, कोई बात नहीं वो गलत करेंगे बट वो खुद से सीखेंगे, वो खुद लॉन्ग टर्म तक, और बिना वो स्किप नहीं कर सकते किसी भी स्टेज को, उन्होंने ये कहा था। एंड नेक्स्ट है कैटर डाइवर्स लर्नर, इसमें डाइवर्स लर्नर को कैटर किया गया है, और इसमें पीयर लर्निंग एंड सोशल लर्निंग की भी बात की गई है। पॉजिटिव रिलेशनशिप कहीं ना कहीं अफेक्ट करता है, ये भी इसमें बताया गया है कि अच्छा रिलेशनशिप। और राइट टू एजुकेशन 2009 जो इसमें यही बताई गई है गवर्नमेंट की, कि 6 to 14 ईयर्स जो चाइल्ड उनको फ्री एजुकेशन दिया जाए, ताकि हर एक बच्चा आए और उसमें इंटॉलमेंट बढ़े, उसमें इस वजह से वहाँ लंच भी दिया जाता है। नेक्स्ट, दिस पिक्चर मेड बाय मी, एंड फर्स्ट वन पिक्चर नीडल वर्क, जो है कि उसमें मैं एक स्केच बता रही थी, गर्ल्स को भी बनाना था, तो मैं खुद से स्केच की हूँ, और वो क्लासरूम में बताने के लिए उसमें अलग अलग 2 स्केच का यूज की हूँ। जो सेकंड है अनार बनाई, उसमें अलग तरह के स्केच की हूँ बच्चों को दिखाने के लिए, और जो थर्ड वन है वो अलग स्केच है, वो डॉल बनाई हूँ, मुझे पढ़ाना था तो ये अलग। और ये जो लेफ्ट में वो टीएलएम इकोनॉमिक्स का बजट बताना था मुझे, तो इकोनॉमिक्स और बजट है तो बच्चे वैसे भी नहीं देखना चाहते हैं, तो ताकि कुछ ऐसा बनाइए टीएलएम 9th 10th के बच्चों को, ताकि अच्छा लगे, तो ये मैं बनाई थी। Next. और ये हमारे में एक था कि आपको बहुत सारे वोकेशनल स्किल्स होते हैं जो कि आपको सेलेक्ट करना होता है, आप क्या करना चाहते हैं। तो ये था मेरा निडल वर्क, जिसमें ये जो टॉयज है वो रफ कपड़े से मैं यूज करके बनाई थी, और जो साइड में मैं हूँ म्यूजिक के रिदम को बताने के लिए शॉर्ट शॉर्ट कपड़े को यूज करती। नेक्स्ट। इसमें कुछ कोट्स है। आई एम नॉट फूल, आई एम जस्ट डिफरेंट। ये तोतो चंद का है। तोतो चंद का ये मतलब मैं फूल नहीं हूँ, मैं बस लोगों से डिफरेंट हूँ, बस समझने वाला चाहिए। और हेड मास्टर कोबायाशी का था, चिल्ड्रन शुड बी अलाउड टू ग्रो अप एट देयर ओन पेस without being rushed or forced. Next, Headmaster Kobayashi, Toto-chan, you are a very special child, and I'm so glad you are in my school, in our school. And next and last one quotes from this. I learned it's okay to make mistakes, and it's more important try and learn from them. Next. लास्ट इनका था रिलेटेड वर्क्स थे जो तोतो चंद के थे। उन्होंने लास्ट में एक फाउंडेशन ओपन किया था, तोतो चंद फाउंडेशन, जो कि था ट्रेंड्स डी फैक्टर टू ब्रिंग्स लाइव थिएटर टू गिव कम्युनिटी। एंड सेकेंड वन एनिमेशन फिल्म बनी थी जिसका पोस्टर ये रखा गया था, और रिलीज हुई थी मूवी 8 दिसंबर 2023 में हुई थी। ऐसे प्रोड्यूस एनिमेशन किया था। नेक्स्ट। और लास्ट है नाकियो स्प्राडा है। उन्होंने कहा था इफ अ चाइल्ड कांट लर्न द वे वी टीच, वी शुड टीच द वे दे लर्न। ये बात है। बस
बना रही है।
नेक्स्ट। और लास्ट में है वंस अगेन हैप्पी इंटरनेशनल वुमेन्स डे। और एक अलामा इकबाल का एक शेर याद आ गया इस पे, तू शाहीन है परवाज है काम तेरा, तेरे सामने आसमां और भी है। नेक्स्ट। थैंक यू।
Thank you, Nazia. Thank you for such a thought-provoking presentation where you not only, pinpointed that every child is different, you also made us realize on the fluid nature of human beings. And as we are talking about fluidity, flexibility, it's important. I mean, being a woman is different because we are always putting them in boxes. You have to do this, you have to do that.
मैं परमिशन
Same
दूंगी
with children. The
कितना
same
कुछ
goes
10
with
मिनट में
children, that
हाँ
we
10
are putting them in
परमिशन दी। मैं वो जो ग्रीन रूम है ना वहाँ
boxes,
करूँगी, अभी
a
वहाँ करूँगी तो
classroom, 4 walls, and then we are asking them to, kind of go through the pattern. So vocational training is something that is very, very, invigorating for children. So as educators, as facilitators, as mothers, we should surely inculcate, these activities which would, increase the educational span, knowledge span of our children and the generations to come. So thank you, Nazia. Now we've got another participant. She is Maria Elsa Curian, and she will be sharing a heartfelt story uh, of Sylvia Plath titled A Heart of Fire. And we are eager to hear from you because, whenever this word comes up about Sylvia Plath, we always, connect it to the word of absurdity. So it's a unique takeaway that she'll present to us right now. Maria, the stage is yours.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Maria Alzakuri, and I'm currently doing my third year UG at EFL University. And in accordance with Women's Day, I want to share the story of Sylvia Plath. Some may find my choice absurd given her life and death. But being a girl in the middle class family, where there is a constant reminder that women can do everything and they are the multitaskers, and only a woman can take care of work and family and home and everything in between. We are equated to goddesses with multiple hands and taught to be gracious and vicious at the same time. But why? That question led me to Sylvia Plath's life, an ordinary human being with her faults and fears. She voiced it through her works. Maybe it's time we take a pause and think about ourselves for a moment and be there for our own needs. Break the silence on mental health and question the oppressive roles imposed on women. Her poetry, filled with rage, pain, and defiance inspires women to reclaim their voice and challenge societal constraints. A heart of fire. And everything in life is writable about if you have the outgoing guts to do it and the imagination to improvise. The worst enemy to creativity is self doubt. Sylvia Plath. An autumn morning in 1932 Boston, Sylvia Plath entered the world. Her parents, Otto Plath, a stern biology professor, and Aurelia Plath, a woman of quiet ambition who inspired in her daughter a love for language. Sylvia was different from the very start. Her heart already beating fire within. By the age of 8, she had already written her first poem. But fate has a way of marking her chosen ones. That same year, Otto Plath died, which left a void in her life that deeply echoed through her poetry. She became a girl haunted by her loss, yet the fire still alive. As she grew, words became her salvation, a fire pit she willingly threw herself in, the hope of burning her inner demons. At Smith College, she dazzled professors with her brilliance, but beneath the surface, shadows lurked, the pressure to be perfect, to smile, to excel, to be the golden girl pressed against her like an iron weight. And then, one summer, when the sky was too bright and the world too loud, she fell. In 1953, the world almost lost her. When she tried to take her own life, she was found hidden in the crawl space of her home, swallowed by darkness but still breathing. A hot hospital stay followed, electroshock therapy, recovery, igniting her spark for her return back to the world. Then came England, Cambridge, a chance encounter at a party with a poet named Ted Hughes, a man with the force of a storm in his voice and the wildness of the moose in his veins. Their love burned quickly, intensely, like dry leaves catching fire. They married, and for a time, happiness seemed possible. But Sylvia was never one to settle into the quiet. Her words demanded more. She wrote with an urgency that few could match. Her poetry, a raw, electric thing, The Colossus, was her first collection, a book that shimmered with the weight of mythology and grief. Yet it was only a whisper of what was to come. Life gave her two children, a home in Devon, and eventually heartbreak. Ted left drawn to another woman, and Sylvia, now alone in a freezing London flat, wrote as if possessed. In the bitter winter of 1962-63, she woke before dawn each morning and bled onto the page. The poems that poured from her, furious, luminous, filled with the fire of her soul, became Ariel, her greatest work. But winter can be cruel, and so can loneliness. On a February morning in 1963, with the children asleep in the next room, Sylvia sealed the kitchen door, turned on the gas, and let the silence take her. She was 30. And yet her story did not end there. If anything, she became larger in depth. The Bell Jar, a semi-autobiographical novel that follows Esther Greenwood, a young woman struggling with depression and the pressures of societal expectations. The novel captures the suffocating reality of mental illness with haunting clarity. Esther's descent into despair mirrors Plath's own experiences, especially her struggles with perfectionism, identity, and the feeling of being trapped like a specimen in a bell jar, unable to breathe. The novel is both darkly humorous and painfully honest, making it one of the most powerful depictions of mental health in literature. Her poetry, however, is where Plath's voice burns the brightest. Ariel, her posthumous collection, is filled with poems that are raw, confessional, and electric. Daddy, one of her most famous poems, is an intense and deeply personal piece that explores her complicated relationship with her father using striking imagery and unsettling metaphors. The poem's rhythm is almost like a nursery rhyme, but its content is anything but innocent, full of rage, pain, and an attempt to reclaim her own voice. Then there is Lady Lastrus, a poem that showcases Plath's dark wit and defiance. Speaker compares herself to a phoenix, rising again and again from attempted self-destruction. It's a poem of survival, of transformation, where death itself is almost an art form. Today, Sylvia Plath's words still pulse with life, and a testament to a mind that burned too brightly, too briefly, but left behind a fire that refuses to die. I would like to conclude with an ode to Sylvia Plath. Oh, Sylvia, with words like glass, breaking open the heart of the past, a poet of dark, eternal light, you etched your soul into the night. Your pen, a needle of silent fire, wove through the threads of desire, every line a cry, a plea, a mirror to your fractured sea. Beneath your beauty, so fierce, so wild, lurked the pain of a wounded child, a mind that sought but never found, the peace that rests on solid ground. Your verses, sharp like a razor's kiss, cut through the silence, the aching bliss. A death dance of madness, of joy, of grief, where loss and love meet in brief. In the bell jar you were confined, but your words flew free, undefined. A testament to strength and sorrow your legacy leaves each and every tomorrow. Oh, Sylvia, we remember you well, your voice, a song that dares to swell. In the echo of the darkest hours, you bloomed like an indomitable flower. Thank you, and happy Women's Day to everyone.
Okay, a big round of applause for Maria. Maria, you were just perfect. We kind of, you took us to this whole new level of understanding of, we always talk about strength, we always talk about resilience when it comes to women, but women are weak sometimes also. They need help, they need support. So you took us to the path where we realize that okay, we are superwomen, but it's also sometimes burdensome. And I still remember the first time we were reading Sylvia Plath, my professor dismissed her saying that she was absurd. But it's this absurdity and chaos that we women carry in our lives on a daily basis, and we struggle with it. And I still remember the lines, those edged lines that are still in my head. I have done it again. 1 year in every 10, I manage it. Sort of walking miracle, my skin bright as a Nazi lampshade. So, Nazi lampshade was something, she referred to as the skins of Nazis. And this particularly, particularly the last line, the literary allusion, is what something, kind of it's the same with Gazan women who have been through the atrocities. It's the same, the Nazi women have been through the same atrocities. So it's very burdensome sometimes for us women. So thank you for enlightening us. And we move on to our next performance, which is by Jan Fishan Gohar. She will be sharing a speech titled Women Day, a tribute to the significance of this occasion. And Jan Fisher, the floor is yours.
Everyone. Happy International Women's Day to all. My name is Chanfisha Gohar. I am from Bihar, but currently I live in Delhi for pursuing my MA from IGNOU. Here I would like to talk about my views on Women's Day. We all are here to celebrate Women's Day, a day to honor the strength and achievement of women everywhere. Women play countless roles like daughter, sister, mother, leaders, and change makers. They do it all with grace and bravery. But Women's Day is not just about celebration, it's also about understanding the challenges women still face. It's a reminder that equality, respect, and opportunities should not be honor, but rights for every woman. This day to appreciate the women in our lives, support their dreams, and stand together for a world where every woman is valued and empowered. The role of women in making everywhere. Society progress is blocked by conservative thinking that restricts that restricts women's freedom and success to change this mindset. For example, support women, husbands, father, brother, and friends should encourage and motivate women to pursue their dreams. Equal education, educate sons and daughters equally, teaching boys to respect women as equals. Provide opportunities, give women the freedom to choose careers and involve them in household and societal decision. Men and women must move forward together, supporting each other. These cooperations will lead to progress in every home and nation. At last, I would like to thank the government and all the others for supporting women in everywhere because women are strong, inspiring, and make the world a better place. When women progress, society progress too. Thank you.
Thank you, Jan Fishan. It was indeed a very fitting tribute. Your words beautifully captured the essence of this celebration. Now I want to welcome Rafia Ahmed. She's a passionate speaker and she will be speaking about an incredible role model, Malaria Yousafzai. Let's give her a warm virtual welcome. I think we've lost Rafia, so we'll move on to the next performance. We've now got Swati Besai. She will be presenting Silent Ashes and Shards of Her. Poetry has the power to touch our souls, and we can't wait to hear your words, Swati.
Okay. So thank you very much for giving me this platform and opportunity. First of all, I would like to bid you all happy Women's Day. And on this very day, I'd like to show my, respect and reverence to all the professors of Umran Academic Research Association. So I'd like to present my screen. Just let me know whether it is visible or not. Is my screen visible now?
No, Swati, you are not visible. You are not visible.
Okay, fine. Then let me proceed.
Okay.
So, I have written a few poetry. Some of them are published, and with some I am still working. So, among them, two poetry are Burning Silent Ashes and Shards of Her. So, first of all, let me introduce myself. I am Swasti Bishay, a student from the English and Foreign Languages University. Therefrom, I have completed my master's degree in English literature. And at present, I am a PhD scholar at the Central Institute of Technology, Kokrajhar, Assam, India. So, let me quickly look at my first poetry, that is Burning Silent Ashes. Let me just recite it. She works where the moonlight cannot reach. Shadows curled beneath her feet. The air is thick with ghosts of hands, pressed like whispers into her skin. A body, once her own, now foreign. A temple, defiled, turned to ruin. She gathers peace in trembling plums, but they sleep like sand, unholy, undone. Her voice, a thing lost in the valley of silence, where echoes refuse to return. She stitches her ribs with quiet prayers, but the thread is made of mourning. Night does not end, only sips. The morning sun is curled in its knowing. She watches it rise, an indifferent god, burning, burning, but never for her. So, this poem, Burning Silent Ashes, powerfully encapsulates the painful reality of those who have endured trauma, particularly women who have suffered violence, abuse, or societal neglect. The poem paints a picture of isolation, where the protagonist walks in spaces untouched by light, symbolizing how survivors are often left unheard and unseen. The imagery of a defiled temple represents the loss of bodily autonomy, a stark reflection of the way society often disregards or diminishes the suffering of victims. She attempts to reclaim herself, gathering the broken fragments, but they slip away, just as justice, healing, and acknowledgement frequently do in a world that is indifferent to their pain. So here the term valley of silence, it signifies a culture that silences survivors, where their voices echo into emptiness, made the apathy instead of support. The morning sun, often a symbol of hope, is cruel instead, representing the world that moves forward without consideration for those left in the ruins of their past. This mirrors the way society often fails to provide true justice, compassion, or healing, forcing individuals to bear their suffering in solitude. This poem is a powerful reflection of the harsh reality many face, where their pain is acknowledged neither by the world nor by the forces that should bring them solace. Now, let me come to my second poetry. This is also written by me, that means this is my self authored poem. So, the title of this poem is Swords of Her. She wakes in a room that once knew her name, but the walls do not whisper it back. The mirror is silent, afraid to reflect the girl she once carried inside. The air hums with the weight of his hands, unseen fingerprints pressed into bone. She scrubs at her skin till it burns. But sorrow does not wash away. Her voice is a bird with broken wings, trapped in the hollow of her chest. She stitches her lips with unspoken screams, afraid the world will not listen. The night is a veil that never lifts, its darkness sewn into her spine. The morning arrives with an empty embrace, light touching her but never holding. She gathers the shards of who she was, but they do not fit as they should. So she swallows the silence, wears the ass and ache. She walks as if she is whole. She walks as if she is whole. So, this poetry, Search of Her, is a poignant and deeply evocative exploration of trauma, loss, and the struggle for self reclamation. It speaks to the silent suffering of those who have endured violence, particularly abuse that leaves both visible and invisible scars. The poem's protagonist, that means the woman, exists in a space that once held familiarity but now feels alien. Mourning how trauma reshapes one's identity and sense of belonging. The imagery of unseen fingerprints and burden skin signifies the lingering effects of past violence, emphasizing how pain is not easily erased. Her voice, likened to be a bird with broken wings, symbolizes the silencing of survivors, whether by fear, shame, or a world unwilling to listen. Even as morning comes, a time typically associated with renewal, it offers no true solace, only as indifferent light that touches but does not heal. The act of gathering her scattered self only to find the pieces no longer fit reflects the painful reality of trying to reclaim a sense of self after trauma. In the end, she wears her suffering like armor, moving forward not because she is whole, but because she must be the whole. So, this poem is a stark reflection of the way society often fails survivors, forcing them to navigate their pain alone, unseen and unheard. So, these are my self explanation related to my both the poems. So at the end, I'd like to, you know, quote two lines: miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. So thank you all very much. And again, happy Women's Day to one and all. Have a great day.
You too, Swasti, and it was your poetry was incredibly moving. Thank you for painting such a vivid and emotional picture with your words. And now moving on, motherhood is the purest form of love, an embodiment of sacrifice, strength, and boundless devotion. We've seen women around us who are struggling with motherhood, but at the same time, it's a bittersweet experience. So, women in all of their roles shape the world through their courage, resilience, and nurturing spirit. As a tribute to all the incredible mothers out there, we will be presenting a special song in. Ghazia will be presenting a special song in the honor of all the mothers. But before that, she will be also sharing a touching story called Daughter, and I'm sure we will deeply resonate with it. So take it away, Razia.
Hello, everyone. Happy Women's Day, everyone. First of all, okay, this is my speech, my story. Hello, everyone.
Yes, you're muted.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, now you're unmuted. I think Kazia, the screen is frozen, or I'm not sure what's the issue. Okay, she's left. Yeah, you're back. Okay, great.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, my network problem.
No issues.
Thanks to him, I was able to graduate and even earn an MA in journalism from Jamia. And where I am today, every girl deserves a father like mine who empowers them to be independent and strong. It all starts at home. If we teach girls to rely on others, they will always be dependent. But if we teach them to the independent, they will grow up to the confident and self-sufficient individuals who can take care of themselves and their families. Uh, so today is 8th March, Women's Day, a day to celebrate to a day to celebrate the strength, resilience, and brilliance of women. But honesty should not every day be Women's Day because if a woman stops, the world pauses. Women are superheroes without gaps, managing homes, career, emotion, and somehow always knowing where you lost things are. Yet, their struggles are real. They have fought for education, respect, and equality. And even today, the journey isn't easy. But one thing is certain women rise, they break barriers, lead nations, fly fighter jets, and change the world in a way, big and small. To every woman here, you are strong, you are enough, and you are unstable. And to the man support, uplift, and and, and to the man support, uplift, and respect the women around you because an empowerment women empowers everyone. So let's not just celebrate women's today. Let's stand with them every day and always remember behind every successful woman is herself. Happy Women's Day. Keep shining. Thank you so much.
Ghazia, you can continue with the, most awaited song of the event as well. We would like to hear it from you. A tribute to motherhood. Now, you've paid a tribute to fatherhood, and I'm sure all our fathers here have done, have gone out of their lens. My father, himself, he's a feminist. I call him a feminist because he supported me throughout. We are four sisters, and I'm sure the same is for Ghazia. So not only behind every woman is she herself, but a strong father, progressive father, also a feminist father. So you've paid tribute to fatherhood. Now it's time to pay tribute to motherhood. Otherwise, your mother will get angry with you. Okay. Yeah. So the stage is all yours.
Okay. ये ये सॉन्ग का नेम है तू कितनी अच्छी है। एल्बम है राजा और रंग 1968 का। सिंगर है लता मंगेशकर जी एंड लिरिक्स है आनंद बख्शी एंड म्यूजिक डायरेक्टर है लक्ष्मीकांत प्यारेलाल। स्टार कास्ट
Cast है Nirupa Roy and Master Mehes. Okay, now I'm starting. तू कितनी अच्छी है, तू कितनी भोली है, प्यारी प्यारी है, ओ माँ, ओ माँ, ओ माँ, ओ माँ। तू कितनी अच्छी है, तू कितनी प्यारी है, प्यारी न्यारी है, ओ माँ, ओ माँ, ओ माँ, ओ माँ। ये जो दुनिया है, ये बन है कांटों का, तू फुलवारी है, ओ माँ, ओ माँ, ओ माँ, ओ माँ। दुखन लागे है माँ तेरी अखियाँ, दुखन लागे है माँ तेरी अखियाँ, मेरे लिए जागी है तू सारी सारी रतिया, मेरी निंदिया पे अपनी निंदिया भी तूने वारी है, ओ माँ, ओ माँ, ओ माँ, ओ माँ। तू कितनी अच्छी है, तू कितनी भोली है, प्यारी प्यारी है, ओ माँ, ओ माँ। अपना नहीं तुझे सुख दुख कोई, अपना नहीं तुझे सुख दुख कोई, मैं मुस्काया तू मुस्काई, मैं रोया तू रोई, मेरे हंसने पे मेरे रोने पे तू बलिहारी है, ओ माँ, ओ माँ, ओ माँ, ओ माँ। माँ बच्चों की जान होती है, माँ बच्चों की जान होती है, वो होते हैं किस्मत वाले जिनकी माँ होती है, कितनी सुंदर है, कितनी शीतल है, न्यारी न्यारी है, ओ माँ, ओ माँ, ओ माँ, ओ माँ। Thank you so much. Happy Women's Day, everyone.
What an enchanting voice. And I'm sure your mother will be happy now, as we are. So, yeah, that was great. That was great. Of course, mothers sacrifice a lot for us. Their sleep, their schedule, even their whole life is turned upside down. So now we've got a showstopper impromptu performance, and it would be a poem recitation by Insha Qayyum Shah. So, yeah, Insha, the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Salima. Thank you for carrying out the program so well. At the end of the program, I would like to recite one of my poems, which basically talks about the art of killing desires. How, as females, we always kill desires for one thing or the other. So the poem in itself is titled as On the Art of Killing Desires. So grooming the hollow spaces, wiping cups, plates, and stains on soul, soaking choked dreams with stenching shirts, shorts, and socks, sweeping dirt under the rug of unfulfilled desires, alone she thinks of those who seemingly fly among her kind. Soon she slips in one such mines, and look what she finds. Another juggler, a call here, a whip there, chasing deadlines after deadlines. Time always timed out. A minute with a weeping child, and next at the kitchen sink. An abusive husband yelling for shoes. A life fragmented, a being tattered. Living, giving, and loving all at once. A tug, and she comes back to her home, to her senses, and to herself as a woman who now recognizes the meaning of a being, be it a slave or seemingly free. Both are skilled, both are artists, possessing the art of killing desires, sometimes for him, sometimes for her, sometimes for them, and sometimes for all of them. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, and happy Women's Day.
Thank you so much, Insha, for it was indeed a mesmerizing poem, and we were all actually, taken away by the fact that women have to juggle through so many roles that they forget who they themselves are. And I always, connect to the fact of womanhood. Umran has been very special for me. Uh, I don't know if she's still connected, but I had one Turkish teacher, Fusun Hoja. So she used to ask me, "What do you do for yourself? Every day you should take an hour for yourself. Take an hour out for yourself. Do something for yourself, not for others, not for your father, not for your mother, not for your, spouse or whatsoever. Just for yourself. What do you do?" And this is the message that I carry on in my heart, and I have shared with the countless women I meet who are struggling. And I tell them, what do you do for yourself in a day? So that is the time they realize that they don't do anything for themselves in a day. So indeed, this took me to a whole new level. I'm sure all of us felt the same way. And, it was a very good program here. We had one last video that was coming up. I think it's by just a second. It's by Nazia. Nazia shared this video, but it would take me some time to download it. I'm not sure if I would be able to do it. I'll try to. Yeah. So I'll be sharing the video with you guys, and just a second.
कुछ लोग तुम्हें समझाएंगे, वो तुमको खौफ दिलाएंगे। कुछ लोग तुम्हें समझाएंगे, वो तुमको खौफ दिलाएंगे, जो है वो भी खो सकता है। इस राह में रहजन हैं इतने, रहजन रॉबर, हाईवे रॉबर। कुछ लोग तुम्हें समझाएंगे, वो तुमको खौफ दिलाएंगे, जो है वो भी खो सकता है। इस राह में रहजन हैं इतने, कुछ और यहाँ हो सकता है। अरे कुछ और तो अक्सर होता है, कुछ और तो अक्सर होता है। कुछ लोग तुम्हें, ब्यूटीफुल, कुछ लोग तुम्हें समझाएंगे, वो तुमको खौफ दिलाएंगे, जो है वो भी खो सकता है। इस राह में रहजन है इतने, कुछ और यहाँ हो सकता है। कुछ और तो अक्सर होता है, पर तुम जिस लम्हे में जिंदा हो, ये लम्हा तुमसे जिंदा है। तुम जिस लम्हे में जिंदा हो, ये लम्हा तुमसे जिंदा है। ये वक्त नहीं फिर आएगा, तुम अपनी करनी कर गुजरो, जो होगा देखा जाएगा।
Thank you, Nazia, for sharing this video. And it was indeed, you know, very remarkable to hear these words. What a remarkable journey this has been. A huge, huge round of applause for all the participants for putting up with the show and adding colors and honoring women through their art and expression. Each performance today, celebrated the voices, the struggles, the triumphs of women in different way. Let's take these stories, speeches, poems forward as an inspiration in our daily life. Thank you all, uh, our wonderful participants, for making this event so meaningful. And to our audience, thank you for being with us in the celebration of womenhood. Wishing you all a very happy International Women's Day.
Thank you so much. Happy Women's Day, ma'am. Happy Women's Day to everyone here.
If you have any questions or anything to add on, you're more than welcome.
Salima, you are an wonderful moderator. So kudos to you, Deepa Ramanathan this side.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Miss Deepa. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I must say, this is really a nice moderation. Salima, hats off to you. And Women's Day to one and all.
So, how did you find the whole, gathering as a whole? Can we, do something monthly? As in, do you think that we could be able to do something monthly for women's solidarity, for, voices for implementation? Anything of that sort, any ideas, all are welcome.
It would be really great.
We can we can find some topic and then have a discussion on that related to any aspect of womanhood,
Sure.
uh, and the things like that. Maybe gender violence. We can talk about it.
Sure.
Yes.
We have womenhood is an umbrella term. We have so many things. It's not just violence, it's also the daily struggles that women go through. Today, I saw a video about women on a women women in general who go through menstruational cycle through Ramadan, and they have to get up and pretend and prepare the sahur for the men in the house. And thankfully I'm not brought up in such an environment where I have to play pretend, but yeah, women still experience this, and they have to pretend that they are praying salah, even though God Almighty, He Himself has exempted women through menstruation to pray, to do all kinds of chores that are burdensome. So when He Himself has exempted us, why women carry the burden themselves and prepare suhoor? Why are the men are not understanding enough? Because we as women need to teach the sons, the upcoming generation of that these are the days where God Himself has allowed women to rest. So they should not play pretend in the house. They should not pretend that they are fasting. They should not pretend that they are praying. Instead, they could rest easy. So issues like these and many more, like the ones that we saw Komal shed light on, the issues of digital marketing, where portrayal of women as doing household chores is something in common, where shared responsibility could be done. And a topic in general about how even if a man is parenting a child, it's something of a big of a deal, and how he's praised for that. However, it's something of a shared responsibility. So it would be something that we could do, and it could really turn out amazing. What do you guys think?
I think it's really good. I would definitely like to be a part of it. For the presentation, I also took out a few senses that I'd like to share, the dark sides of the ongoing issues. So, I have a few senses that I'd like to share with everyone. Like only 23% of Indian women are in labor force as compared to 60% globally. And women perform 85% of the unpaid labor that limits their career growth. I think these are the things that we should really focus on, like high rates of gender based violence. 1 out of 3 women face domestic violence in India, but only 14% of the cases are reported. This census is by the NCRB 2022. India ranks like 148 out of 170 in the Women Peace and Security Index. It's something very shameful for us. The sex ratio in birth is 929 to 1,000 men. It still shows that the sex selective abortions, despite legal bans, still exist. And India has 63 million missing women due to female infanticides and neglect. It's the survey done by Economic Survey. The glass ceiling and corporate and politics. Only 5% of CEOs in India's top 500 companies are women. Only 5%. In Lok Sabha, 15% of MPs are women, when 33% reservation is being passed. So, in the authority, in politics, in Lok Sabha, there are only 15% women when there's a reservation of 33%. Why is that? Like, why is half, almost 3, 6, 7, 8, 18% of women, like, where? Then menstrual taboos and period poverty, like poverty. 58% of Indian women don't have access to proper menstrual hygiene. It's by the NFHS 5. And in rural India, 23% of girls drop out of school due to lack of toilets or sanitary products. So we're living in 2025 and still we're dealing issues with like these. But to end on a positive note, I'd like to say that in 2001, the female literacy was 53.67%, but by 2021, it rose to 77.3%. That's from the National Statistical Office. And Kerala boasts 96.2% female literacy rate, which is the highest in the world. And women on higher education, female enrollment in higher education surpassed men in 2021, reaching 49%. It's a report done by AISHE Report 2021. And the STEM fields have seen a rise in female participation, with India producing the highest number of female STEM graduates globally. If you have seen today's Google Doodle, right? It's about the STEM research fields. And women have, like, there's a significant rise of women in STEM research. Then political representation rise, like Women's Reservation Bill 2023 mandates 33% of seats for women in Lok Sabha and state assemblies. Women presentation in Panchayati Raj, local governance, has crossed 46% in some states. There's a decline in child marriage. Child marriage has dropped from 47% in 2005 to 23.3% in 2021. It's the study done by UNICEF. However, 1 in 4 girls are married before 18 years. 1 in 4 girls. Growing workforce participation in some sectors. Like India has the highest number of female pilots in the world, 12.4%, while global average is just 5.8. And there are more women that are entering tech, finance, and entrepreneurship. And though women outperform men in education, but they still get paid 34% less in average. And these were the points that I took out. This, like, I was studying the census, and these points outshone me. So I wanted to lay in front of all of you. There are a few negative traits, but I ended on a positive note. Like, we have the highest number of pilots, everything.
Of course, it's very good to know the facts and numbers, because at times we kind of lack in this. We are generally speaking of something, but we don't know the numbers. So thank you for informing us. And, thank you for your inputs. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. And I hope you have a great day ahead. Celebrate with your loved ones. Happy International Women's Day once again. Thank you so much for joining.
International Women's Day.
Happy International Women's Day. Thank you all.